Professor Richard Herr from the University of Tasmania was an advisor to Commodore Bainimarama on how to help return the nation to democracy. He says it's a small step in the right direction.
It's the first indication that the political phase of the roadmap, which was announced in July of 2009, is about to begin, and that is that it's going to allow public assembly and public consultation to occur on the drafting of a new constitution, and that was essential. The government had not intended to begin this until 2012. They've now cleared the decks, at least partially, for that through the lifting of the public emergency regulations. And so to that extent, it's a good sign. It's a straw in the wind that they're adhering to their own guidepost as to the elections in September of 2014.
So how much of a practical difference will this make, though? I mean, are people actually going to be confident about gathering publicly? Will the media be confident about reporting?
I think everybody will put their toe in the water fairly gingerly until they see how far to go. I mean, that's the nature of the situation. On the other hand, there are groups like the Citizens Constitutional Forum that have been waiting to engage. There have been some preparations through NGOs and through UN agencies in the background to prepare for these consultations. So to that extent, I think there is at least an element of backgrounding that will allow the consultations to proceed. They won't be as full or as complete as I think Australia and New Zealand have wanted, because there are still limits on who can participate. The parties that have racial agendas or racially based memberships won't be participating. Those who are not willing to adhere to the People's Charter principles won't be participating, and so on. So there will be those sorts of restrictions.
Now, the combined efforts of Australia and New Zealand haven't had a great impact on the regime in Fiji. What role do you think Australia can now be playing in the return to democracy?
Well, I think it's the opportunity exists. I don't know. Certainly the government didn't lift the PER in order to give Australia and New Zealand an excuse to lift sanctions. They've done it for their own reasons, which is to prepare, as I say, for the consultations that are part of the roadmap. But on the other hand, it does offer the concrete opportunity for Australia and New Zealand to say that they can see that the government is serious about these consultations and use it as at least a partial way or a partial excuse, if you like, for engaging with the government in a more effective and productive way than has been the case thus far.
Professor Herr, thanks for that analysis.
My pleasure.